Before we get into today's video, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on these breathtaking yet fun moments. Thank you. In just a few short hours, Chicago, the busiest city in the United States, turned into a maze of floodwaters. Each major street was swallowed by murky water. The familiar sounds of urban life were now replaced by rescue sirens. It all started with a giant, slow-moving storm system carrying dense moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. A rain ship that continuously poured down on the same area for hours. Iowa, Illinois, and especially Chicago became the center. In just 3 hours, some places received more than 100 meters of rain, enough to paralyze all drainage systems. A series of basements were flooded, trains and buses were delayed, and more than 70,000 people lost power in the middle of the night.
Have fun.
Flooding in Chicago is no longer a rare occurrence. But what has residents panicking is the speed scale and level of destruction of the recent heavy rain. In less than half a day, parts of the city were submerged, revealing gaps in the already overloaded urban infrastructure. Downtown roads turned into rivers. Familiar images like Lower Wacker Drive, once associated with movies, are now submerged under black water like a post-apocalyptic scene. Hundreds of families in suburbs such as Berwyn, Cicero, Schaumburg, Naperville said their basements were flooded in just minutes despite having installed pumps and preventive measures. The water did not have time to drain, overflowing onto the streets, carrying mud, trash, and the risk of disease. As the city began to descend into darkness and floodwaters rose, it was no longer a matter of time. It was a race to survive. On the first night, the Chicago Office of Emergency Management (OEMC) activated temporary shelters and cooling stations for affected residents, especially the elderly and homeless. Public buildings, libraries, churches, and even an abandoned train station were used as shelters. Meanwhile, rescue teams and city workers worked tirelessly, wading through freezing water to rescue stranded people. Clear fallen trees, check electrical systems, and prevent potential gas leaks. But with more than 70,000 homes without power and transportation cut off,
There's a car, so there's people in there because it's a car.
That is so scary. Zoom out.
I'm pretty sure there is people in there.
Out.
Although the heavy rains have stopped, the danger is not over. The ground is so saturated that even a little rain could trigger a new flood warning. Rivers are still rising and the water can recede and then come back again, creating a false sense of security. But behind the tens of thousands without power, hundreds of flooded homes and paralyzed cities, lies a big question. Are our cities really prepared for natural disasters? This disaster is not only a test of drainage systems, but also a reminder that nature is responding to human complacency. Don't think of floods as unexpected. Think of them as repeatable. Keep listening to the warnings, protect your family, and never underestimate the power of water. Turn around, don't take the risk. If you find the video interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos from our channel.